Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you guys an update to my DDD deck profile for March 2016. This will probably be the last time I update this deck until the release of the DDD structure deck, but it's a really fun deck. Gets off lots of different plays that involve fusion and exceed, and with the release of the structure deck, we'll also be able to utilize synchro as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. I run 3 DDD Oblivion King Abyss Ragnarok. He is your big monster of the deck. He's really good. He basically can allow for special summons of DDDs from your graveyard using his monster effect when it's normal or special summoned. And the pendulum effect allows you to special summon one from your graveyard as well, and your opponent takes half the battle damage. The pendulum scale is also good basically because you can get out another copy of him by setting the scale with him and your other DDD pendulum monster, which I use, which is DD Savon Kepler. The scale 10 and 5 allows for the summon of your big DDD monsters, which are the main focus of the deck pendulum-wise. And Savon Kepler's effect is when this card is normal or special summon, you can activate one of the other effects. You can add a DDD card you could target and return it to your hand, or you can add one Dark Contract card from your deck to your hand. So basically, it's allowing for options. You can search out, one of the contracts that searches, or you can search for the fusion one. You have a lot of different plays with that card. And also run 3 Leonidas. He's one of the easier ones and one of your main pendulum monsters. When you take effect damage, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you do, gain the life equal to the damage you took, and then you take no effect damage. So the thing about all the contract cards in this deck, they burn you for 1,000 points of damage, but with Leonidas on the field, that damage will stop. And the pendulum effect is when you take effect damage, except during the damage step, you can destroy this card. And if you do, any effect damage you inflict to a player this turn increases those life points by the same amount instead. It's very easy to get pendulum monsters back from the extra deck, so you can always special summon it back and use the monster effects as well, respectively. And I run 3 DD Swirl Slime. This card basically, if it's in your hand, you can fusion summon one DDD monster from your extra deck by using a monster from your hand as fusion materials, including this card, and then you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one DDD monster from your hand. You can only use the effect of Swirl Slime once per turn. The fusion is really good, especially when it is mixed with the other monster, Necro Slime. This is the same concept pretty much, except basically you use it from your graveyard. You can fusion summon using fusion materials listed in your graveyard, including this card. You can only use the effect of Necro Slime once per turn. So, like I said, combo it with Swirl Slime, and you have 2 fusions right there. Ditch Swirl Slime and Necro Slime, 1 fusion, and then banish them from your graveyard, another fusion. It's just very easy field swarm. And I also run 2 DD Berfomets. I like this card basically because with the level adjustment, you can get out a whole bunch of different level ranks of Exceed monsters, all depending on what the other one you use with it to match it up. And also 1 Glow Bulb. This card helps with a little synchro consistency. The main DDD monsters that you go for are Fusion and Exceeds, but there's still some other synchro options you can go for, especially with easy ways to special Glow Bulb. And that is it for monsters. We'll move on to spells. I run 3 Dark Contract with the Gate. During your main phase, you can add 1 DDD monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect of Dark Gate once per turn. And during each of your standby phases, take 1,000 points of damage. So as long as the damage is negated, you can get a search off each turn and not have to worry about your life depleting too much. Grab the monsters you need for your different plays. And I also run 2 Swamp King. Only run 2 because 3 kind of was inconsistent. And you can always search it out as well with Kepler, so you'll get those fusion plays off as well. And also, the fusion plays with Slime and Swirl Slime are, a lot easier to do than this card. Plus the 1,000 burn damage as well is not too big of a worry, like I said, with all your different options to stop damage. And I also run 2 Mass Change. A lot of the cards in this deck are dark, meaning it's very easy to go into Dark Law, discard cards to the graveyard like Necro Slime, and you can reuse the fusion play and have your Dark Law play to go off of as well. Plus 1 Allure of Darkness, 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 1-for-1 to grab the level 1 cards you need. 1 Transmodify. This card really helps with basically Leonidas into Ragnarok. and 3 Wavering Eyes. Basically, if you have cards in your scales that are, pretty much done and used, you can use this card to grab more necessary pendulum monsters you need. 1 Raigeki, and 3 Twin Twister. I found this card. It's very good because you can get big plays off, but back row is one thing you want to not worry about. Plus, going all back to the Swirl Slime and Necro Slime plays as well. And then for traps, I run 1 Solemn Warning and 1 Vanity's Emptiness. And for contract cards, I run 1 Dark Contract with Errors. This is basically the trap stun of the deck, and 1 Contract Laundering. You destroy as many Dark Contract cards in your spell and zap zone you control, and if you do, draw cards equal to the same ones. So you'll destroy them and gain 1,000 life for each one. So in case you take the burn damage, then activate this, or you can activate this beforehand before you would take the burn damage. And for the extra deck, I run 3 Oracle King D'Arc. Very easy fusion monster to make. It just requires 2 DDD monsters, and any effect damage that would inflict effect damage, you gain life point instead. Better alternative to Leonidas, just because you'll gain the life of all the face-up cards you take instead, and his stats are really nice as well. And 2 Caesar Ragnarok. This card needs 2 DDD monsters to make it, so you can use Oracle King and Caesar if you want. It's a big hitter that lets you take your opponent's monsters while it is attacking, and its stats are really, really big and hard to get over as well. Only have 1 Dark Law at the moment, otherwise I'd run 2. 2 Kali Yuga would probably bump this down to 1 if I was able to get the other Dark Law. He pops spells and traps and negates the effects of all their cards on the field. 1 King Caesar, basically for the Performant plays, and 1 Marksman King Tell, works with the overlay into Wing Kaiser, and 1 Felgran, and 1 Red Eyes Metal Flare. The Metal Flare would probably become a Dracosac, but I don't have one at the moment, and 1 Castel. And for the Glow Up Ball plays, I run 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend and 1 Drishula. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.